Hello, my name is Shelby Lampkin, and I'm your teacher for Concurrent Credit College Algebra this semester through SAU. I've sent an email to each of your SAU email addresses that looks just like this with several attachments. I know that this may be your first concurrent class and it may be your first online class. So I'm keeping that in mind as we work through and go through this semester. You may not even know you have an SAU email address, but that's the only contact information that I have for you. If you will email me at slampkin74@gmail.com, I can send this to any other email account you may have. But the letter has in it, as we start here, you'll see that it has your calendar. You'll want to put these dates in for when your assignments are due. Inside this email, also, you will find a student registration. This is probably the page you're going to want to go to first after you read the syllabus because it's going to tell you how to log into the course. Every single bit of this course is done in Pearson's My Math Lab. It's not done on Blackboard. Pearson's developed a wonderful platform and a very easy to use website for us to use. So you'll want to read through these instructions. One thing that's important is this right here where it says your course ID, Lampkin 22665. They're going to ask you for that. That's going to get you into the college algebra course. Each different course that I teach has a different code, so you don't want to you want to make sure you get into that one. So you'll want to print and you'll want to do this first. Right after you read the syllabus. Here's your syllabus. Print your syllabus out, read through it. You'll want to read the sections that talk about grading policies to see, does your professor drop any grades? Are there any ways that you can acquire bonus points? You'll want to read that to understand how that works. Now, this course is made up of 4 chapter tests, a midterm, and a final. The homework for each chapter is done on the computer. The tests are done on the computer. The midterm and the final is proctored. Traditionally, that's been done at your school, or if you're homeschooled, you sought out a proctor and it was done, in person, paper and pencil, face to face with an adult watching you. That could happen the same way this year, or with COVID-19, it could happen any number of ways. We could be proctoring over ProctorU. We could be proctoring it via Zoom. Those details will come out as we move forward. You have in here your welcome letter. This is just telling you a little more about the course, and you also have a hints sheet. It's going to talk to you about how to enter answers on the My Math Lab page. So I'm going to take you over to the Pearson My Math Lab page. This is what you're going to see when you log in. Now, what you'll do, because you're a student and this is the first time you've been in the program, is you'll need to register. You'll need access. So you'll go in as a student, and these are the 3 things you need to get started. You need your email address, your instructor code. I talked to you about that just from the other page, and some way to pay. I don't know if your school will pay. I don't know how you've handled the payment end of this course, but it's usually about $100, and it buys you access to this website and a digital textbook. So that's a pretty good deal. So I can't take you any further into this, but you would just follow the online instructions. Y'all have done this before. I know that you know how to handle that. What it's going to look like when you are registered and you begin your, what am I going to do? What's expected of me each day? This is what this is going to look like. So you're going to sign in, and you will probably only see this pop up, SAU College Algebra Fall 2020. I teach a couple of other classes. They pop up on here as well. But when you click on this, it's going to take you to the home page of the course. And we're going to go to student view because I want you to see what the student sees. And you will see a calendar. Now I would adjust my calendar for the month. And you see that, well, college algebra for concurrent students isn't even going to start until the 24th. So we're going to move over 1 month to September because I want you to see what it looks like when there's a due date. There's one right there. And you can click on there and it will tell you what all is due. The getting ready, the review homework assignment, the review of ratio and proportions, systems of linear equations in 3 variables, applications, determinant and Cramer's rule, and the study guide, and then finally the test. Now, all of this is due at 11:59 on September the 9th. But if you're a go-getter and you get in there on August 30th and for some reason you have 3 or 4 hours that you don't have anything to do and you do all of your work, that's perfectly okay. Just because it's due by September 9th doesn't mean you have to do it on September 9th. All of these are open for you. Even the test is open for you to take. So let's look at what it's going to. So there's course home. We looked at that. Let's go. You're probably going to get in here and you're going to be ready to do homework. So you're going to click on homework. And there's a list. Now, there's your due date, September 9th. Those are those first assignments. There's a list of the things that are due. Over here in this tab, it says Lamkin Notes per Chapter. You can click here, click Chapter 3. You will want to print this off and have it on your desk as you are working through these homework problems. This goes all the way through all the sections in this chapter. You might find some of these instructions extremely helpful, okay? Extremely helpful. So you'll want to make sure you utilize that. I also made videos for each chapter. So if you clicked on that, you'd go over to YouTube and you would watch the video. Okay, they're organized there by chapters. The beginning of this was a disclaimer. This is the first semester that we've changed from version 7 to version 8 of the textbook, and all it did was change the chapter numbers. So I give you a little disclaimer at the beginning of the video. But you'll want to utilize both of those. Now back to homework. What are you going to do? You're going to click in here. I'm going to go down to one that'll show me everything I want to see. What do the homework problems look like? How are we going to do math on the computer? And here we go. We have problem 1. Decide whether this is a solution to the system. And here's multiple choice. Not all of them are multiple choice. Some of them are. What happens if you need help while you're here and you've read the notes and you've watched the video? One of the things kids find most helpful is this little button right here that says question help. It has a lot of options. If you'd like, it'll help you solve this exact problem, but it'll give you a different problem to complete for credit for problem 1. Like, it's not going to do your homework for you, but it would do this exact problem, and then it would generate you a brand new one for you to do. Or you could click view an example, and it would give you an example problem. This one has 8 parts. It's not as long as what it seems once you start clicking on the continue button. They break it down step by step, and they would walk you through how to work a similar problem. Also under question help, you could go to the Pearson video. You could also go to the Pearson textbook. You have access to that because you've purchased this program. You also can click Ask My Instructor, and it's going to send me an email with this exact problem attached, and you can type in here, Miss Lemkin, I just don't blah, 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 whatever you don't understand. So you have a tremendous amount of information right here. You can print each assignment. You can click print. You can go through the print options, and you can print the entire homework assignment and have that on your desk. If you're a paper and pencil person, maybe that's something that you want to do. So I wanted you to be sure you knew how to use these. These are important. Kids really love that. Then back over here on homework, I want you to see what the test looks like. Now, I've selected all assignments in this drop-down menu so that everything's in there. If yours isn't defaulted to that, you can switch it to that. If it's not defaulted, you may not see the test. You have to drop down and click on the test menu. But the test will be 120 minutes, 2 hours. So be sure you have 2 hours to take the test. If you're starting the test at 3 o'clock and you get out of school at 3:30 and you've got somewhere to be at 3:45, you probably don't need to take the test. You need to block off 2 hours of time. You might need to work with your teachers and maybe you have a study hall. Maybe there's a way you can organize your time. You can take it after school. You can go sit at McDonald's in your car and use their Wi-Fi and take this test. And while you're taking this test, this is an online test. That it's designed knowing that you have access to all the things that you've been working on in this course. So if you have your notes printed out, it's okay. Okay? It is okay for you to do that. The midterm and final count enough and are strictly paper, pencil, calculator tests that it all will sort itself out. So I want you to also want you to know you can't do question help during the test. You can't ask the instructor or view an example. Those options aren't there. That's how you will work through your course. So we went over homework. Study plan, I don't utilize that. Don't even worry about that. Grade book, when you start doing your work, your grades will show up here. You can keep doing homework assignments until you make 100 on them, and you can take each test twice, and I'll take the higher of the two scores. There's your e-text, chapter contents, if you want to go in specifically and look at chapters. They have videos available. A lot of different things. Discussions, we'll have a discussion at some point. We will have a discussion board that we have to respond to. Course tools, I utilize this when I want to send an email to everybody in the course. I can do that here. I hope that I have hit on the important parts. If you have any questions, please email me at slamkin74@gmail.com. I hope you have a wonderful semester. I'm here to help you. If you need anything at all, I want you to email me and ask me. If it's about college algebra or maybe it's about your concurrent credit classes in general, I'm here to help students. So I hope you have a wonderful semester.